Okay, how long does Jose Mourinho have left as Man United manager? Yes, they beat Newcastle 3-2 and they were lucky to get a win out of that game. But how long does he have left in the hot seat at Old Trafford? This is a club that is known for managerial and club stability over the last 30 odd years since they gave the job to Ferguson. And they could have sacked Ferguson a lot of times when things were going badly, including 29 years ago when they were last this bad. And they stuck with him. And Ferguson rewarded their faith with multiple League, Cup, League Cup, and Champions League trophies. Multiple trophies Ferguson rewarded the club's faith in him with. Um, and, you know, the post-Ferguson era has been less stable, but still reasonably stable compared to other clubs with management turnover. The Moyes experiment didn't work. Van Gaal semi-worked. They got an FA Cup out of that. Mourinho first season gets Europa League trophy. So, okay, yes, there's been some silverware post Ferguson, but the squad isn't at the level it should be for a club of Man United size and standing in the game. And clearly, the players aren't happy, and the style of football isn't a Man United style of football. And fans are getting frustrated. And Mourinho's constant battles with his players, the transfer policy, and the media. I can see all the parallels of his second spell at Chelsea, which didn't end on a happy note. He seems more angry and frustrated now than when he was first at Chelsea and when he was at Porto and when he was at Inter and even Real Madrid to points. He's becoming more of a maverick as a manager. And his press conferences are very, very crazy. But it's not happy at Man United. He also doesn't stay more than 3 seasons at a club, so likelihood of him taking on a fourth season next season at Man United are slim. But Man United aren't known for sacking managers. The only manager they've sacked is David Moyes. That's the only manager they've sacked in the last 32 years. So it's an interesting one. They do give the manager time, and they are stable when it comes to management. They've only sacked one manager in 32 years, so it does say something about the culture that the club has, which is stability, which is longevity, which is a culture of positivity. And right now, I'm not seeing that with Mourinho. And this is testing. This is new water for Man United. The failure in the transfer market in the summer is one major talking point. Their regression in the league as well. They're not doing as well as they did last season. And yeah, last season they were a distinct second best, but they were the second best team in the country. They're not the second best team in the country right now. Other teams have improved markedly, be it in performance, squad depth. Manchester United are not on the same page. If teams like Bournemouth are better than Man United right now, that is saying something. That Bournemouth have really kicked on a gear and they have improved. And I'm not surprised with Bournemouth being fifth in the Premier League. But at the same time, Man United being as low as they are, yes, it is very congested on points and goal difference. Also says something that Man United aren't scoring enough goals and they're conceding too many goals to be lower in the league than Bournemouth. They're not playing a style of football that the players are finding they enjoy, considering that players like Juan Mata and Paul Pogba are more creative going forward. Sanchez will run all day, but his ball retention is poor, and Sanchez has some form issues, and he's on a big paycheck. So player management's been an issue as well. Players have been openly critical of Mourinho, and vice versa. There's been open disagreements between Pogba, for example, and Mourinho sounding out players and calling out players in press conferences and post-match press conferences and interviews doesn't help. And I can only speculate that it's not a happy dressing room. If it was a happy dressing room, regardless, I think you would see the players performing better. The players are clearly not happy. They're not performing at their potential. Some of the signings are bizarre. The squad depth isn't as good as it was in past seasons. And it's a difficult one. But I can't see Mourinho being a long-term solution at Man United as a manager, longevity-wise. I'm seeing all the hallmarks of third season syndrome with Mourinho. But we'll see how long he lasts as Man United manager. It's a really interesting talking point from both Man United fans and football fans in general. And people's views of Mourinho, he's a controversial figure. Not everyone's going to enjoy what he does and how he does it. But when he was at Porto, it was positive. When he was at Chelsea the first time round, for the most part, positive. When he was at Inter, positive. Real Madrid started getting fractures. Chelsea, second time around, started positive, ended badly. United starts decently, rebuilds a little bit, gets a trophy in there, finishes second last year, have regressed. And there have been question marks over his tactics over the last couple of seasons with Chelsea and Man United and them being overly negative. Um, and players are finding that possibly these tactics are restrictive to their style of play. There is no doubt on that. But I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts on Jose Mourinho below. I'll be very interested to see what people think on Mourinho. I think, yes, his tactics may be a little bit on the defensive side. The first 2 seasons at Man United, yeah, I can understand. Strengthen the defence and then look to play more expansive football as the squad unity comes together. That hasn't happened. Partly because of that, lack of transfers in the transfer market. So that's an interesting point. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more videos for you soon.